What is up, everybody? Happy Friday the 13th. Welcome back to the Arts Department. Good to see you all. I am here. We are going to sketch. We are going to hang out. We are going to chat and have a wonderful evening. Man. Hello, Anavil. Hello, Rick. Hello, my friends. There is literally nothing on the page. How about that? Now we at least have a Photoshop interface. How's your Friday going, friends? Mine's good. I actually got my first payout from Twitch. Yay! I guess you could say I'm a semi-professional streamer now. The pressure is on to perform. Oh no! Oh really? Have you been delivering food since the quarantine started? Ah, yeah. That makes sense. Don't want that, don't want that. Want this one. Desktop. Yeah, I've noticed that too, actually. There's a Ralph's like literally less than a block from me, and I don't normally go there, but I recently went there myself, and I was like, I just need like a couple of small things, and I like popped in, and there was nobody. Super easy. Of course, it was probably a timing thing since I did it on the lunch break, right? Where is the file that I'm looking for? The Arts Department. Stream drawings. Sketches. Sketches. Yay, sketches! So, time for a new layer. Look at that. That's all the sketches we've done thus far in November, and we're already halfway through the month. Whew. Yikes. A lot of Instacart. Yeah. I was doing a lot of Instacart at one point. Yeah. Jay-Z last night was talking on Daniel's stream about like me roasting a turkey. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with the turkey? Like, seriously. Me? A whole turkey? Like, maybe a quail. Like, roast quail. Deep fried quail. Ooh. It's an idea. Wait a minute. I don't see any desktop audio coming in. You guys hear any music? I'm guessing you don't. What happened? Nope, no music. That's weird. Did you hear you heard the intro music though, right? Okay. Okay. Oh God, I'm so afraid to do this. Sorry, just give me a second. my friends. I am so sorry. A setting was changed when I plugged in a monitor last night, and I have severely messed up my sound. Okay, now that should have worked, so that now if I switch this, yep, haha, success. All right. Back to your regularly scheduled streamer stuff. All right. So, we're gonna start with, like I said in the description, we're gonna do a couple of quick sketches, and then we're gonna transfer over to doing the pixel art based on those sketches. So, what I was thinking, I had to think about this one a little bit, like what I wanted to do for the pixel art, and I was thinking it would be kind of cool to do, kind of a follow-up to the thing that I had done quite some time ago that Battle Goose likes so much, which is this image. Wrong monitor, buddy. This image. So taking this and kind of reframing it into a different kind of thing. But I'm thinking, so that we can get the character who's going to have to be on a cliff, same type of scenario, looking down at this big vast opening. Otherwise, the character is just going to be like a pixel off in the distance, and that's, I mean, that's just stupid. So, let's make a copy of that frame, and we will work. Have this kind of cliff face jutting out, and yes, there are angles there where you're like, how are you going to get that angle with pixel art? Do not doubt, O ye of little faith. If you're in chat and you're new here, you can check out all the links and the work and all the stuff at that Linktree address, illustration, all sorts of stuff. So question is to have, like, it would be kind of fun to have like that skull be a little more prominent, right? Like more of a feature in this. I have a big, like, big old giant sword sticking out of it, and then have to have some things for scale representation, so we can have little like castles down here that are built up around the skull, as if it was like they were living inside of it and stuff. Called like Titan's Head or something like that. I don't know. I'm not the writer. Benalviel's the writer. But I think it would be kind of fun. So we're gonna go with it. This is something I may actually revisit as a painted painting at some point, but I just want to get the idea down and see what we can get together in a pixel art piece. And the funny thing about pixel art is you have to plan this stuff out pretty intricately if you're gonna end up like I did with this one, because the foreground pixels have to be larger than the background pixels, which means that they have to blow up quite a bit, right? So there's this weird inverse thing going on where you can see the background pixels are still pixely, so you have to be very careful about how you put it all together, as well as the starting size if you want to end up with a big 16 by 9. It's a lot of math involved, and I'm not very good at math, so I may screw it up. We'll find out. Should we start a Deadpool as to how bad I'm gonna screw it up? I don't have a whole novel. I have a whole rough outline, rough pass or something. So I'm gonna do the kind of rivers and stuff like that, driving towards our hero standing here. And the cool thing about this is, like, I'm gonna indicate a lot of this stuff, and then once I get into the pixel art aspects of it, then I can just kind of play back and forth with the design elements just based on what the pixels are. There are quite frequently like do's and don'ts about pixel art. You know, if you want to have very clean lines, you need to make sure that there's no doubling up on all this stuff. I'll show you in a bit. But part of the way that I like to do pixel art is not applying too many of the rules to what I'm doing, and going more on like trying to push it forward as an art form, meaning it doesn't have to be quite what everybody expects it to be, because I feel like you lose, there's something that gets lost along the way once you start adhering to a lot of rules, which is, I mean, good kind of theory for life right there if you think about it. To drive back, so right, you always want to kind of, with the composition, especially with this kind of work, you're definitely going to want to like push the eye around with the compositional elements like we always talk about. So I'm going to have, you know, big mountains here kind of coming down, and I could either go here or here, but not right to the corner, because that creates an arrow and your eye will just fly right off the page. I don't want that. So go, let's get some like real spiky classic fantasy mountains, which they're gonna change because it's pixel art again, and if this is medium range, then those pixels are gonna be only so small, right? But we'll drive you down into there. Cami, this is sketches for pixel art that I promised, and oh hey, look at Stream Elements, you're doing it, yay Stream Elements. I promised Battle Goose, oh, I didn't say hi to you, Cami. I am such a bad person. I'm just like, I'm so used to you being here. I apologize. Welcome back. It's lovely to have you here as always. So I had promised Battle Goose quite some time ago that I would do some pixel art, and we got like all these projects all throughout last month, and I didn't get to it. And so we're getting to it, and we're gonna do some pixel art, and I'm excited about it. A lot because I like doing pixel art, but also because, you know, I'm a man of my word, and I like sticking to my word. So trying to do shapes that are fantasy, similar but not too similar. Oh no, Stream Elements it's one of those nights. All right, folks, I'm gonna apologize in advance. So I had this big long thing for Stream Elements to just feed out once an hour, and it wasn't doing it, so I changed it, and now the timing's gonna be totally borked. So I apologize. There'll be a lot of Stream Elements blabbing, because I'm gonna have to go in and change the timing on each one of the individual messages from Stream Elements. Cammy, how is your Friday? How's Friday the 13th been? So let's do... like there's... kind of they built into the back of his skull here. You heard it here first, folks. A woman said length matters less than quality. I just had to hydrate. Don't mind me. So I'm gonna put some mountains way off in the background over here, and in the pixel art, it'll actually be just like a value, just barely different than the sky. Nice. Well, you know, that's better than bad. At least that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Maybe there's like a church of the dead giant's eye, and they build their church in the eye, and they have big windows in there. So this is a ancient Titan's sword stuck in his head, and there are no longer Titans on this world. You know, I could, yeah. I'm gonna finish this out, and then I have an idea for a layout change that I might enact, but we'll see. Not totally sold on it, but possibly. Just thinking about directions, right? So maybe I'll put in some of the background elements so that we can see what they're going to look like first. As really, I'm trying to think in shape with regards to this stuff. And that's so that when I come in with the final pixel stuff, it's just a matter of filling that shape with like a flat area. So I've got these big kind of marshmallow puff clouds. Horse dying this right now. That's fair. I'm not a huge fan of first. I'm gonna put one big cloud right behind that castle on the ridge there. Although I'm considering taking out this range entirely, but we'll see. It might be, once I get everything in, I might shift this area right here and have the cloak coming across and filling that design space. So, looking at what the shape is up here, I'm thinking back to the other piece I did, and I think it's possible to mimic it without having the same like forests and everything, because those forests took a stupid amount of time. Actually, it was not a fast piece to do. Yeah, that's a really long arm. In fact, nope, don't see it. It's my story and I'm sticking to it. Lennis, hello! Everybody, did you see that beautiful piece that Lennis posted on the Discord? Oh, so good. So good. Stoked for that one. I'm gonna make this kind of go over the edge of the cliff. There. Seeking water. And we're gonna put some little swirly. That's the universal sign for this is an ancient ruin, is to have swirlies on it. I mean, especially when it's just a doodle, right? This amounts to a glorified doodle, right? So. Okay, first and foremost, let's do this. I'm gonna go with a selection. I'm gonna do a fixed ratio, 16:9. I'm gonna make sure that we're falling within, well, that's pretty close, right? It's not bad. Okay, got a little more room to play with up top and down below. So, let's see. There. Okay, so that's what we wanted to fill. So let's do that. Take out this line. This I drew it thinking I was perfect line. And put in the frame border there so we know. Martes, it's Friday, buddy. Friday the 13th. Welcome back to the arts department. Good to see you, man. For writing, I use Google Docs, personally. Might be a stick figure druid with a crown. Oh, so this little thing right here is the crown? Okay. It's gonna be different, guys, I promise. So we're gonna let's see, no. I gotta think about this because we don't want, this is gonna run off the page, right? So I gotta figure out a way to like break it from running off the page. And I think that's gonna be like some kind of structure here that is a bridge. Right? Like that. Because why not? And little pixels down there crossing the bridge with their little pixel horses. And we'll put some stuff back here, kind of leading in, whether it be mountains or big waterfalls back there, coming down out of the mountains. Just little visual cues that I can use later on to help me to populate the world, right? Why's my table vibrating? Don't know, don't care. Work week over. Not looking. Love my job. Absolutely adore it. Adore the people I work with and everything. But work-life balance, right? Weekends. So I change it, there will be no more stick figure druid. Or maybe I'll change it so that it is a druid. Do not doubt. Okay, so I think that's about... same thing there. No, it's going to be like a flat shape there and a flat shape there. A couple of big flat shapes. Flat shape there and there. Yeah, I think there's some areas where the eye will be able to rest. Yeah, Martes, it's so thank you for joining us, my friend. This is the beginnings of what will be our go at some pixel art. It may or may not turn into something big and huge and long. Big arduous process. It may or may not turn into a big arduous process. Those were the words that I was looking for, but I was drawing and doing multiple things at a time, so I just used childish words, apparently. Hey, shh, quiet out there. So if we're gonna take out that thing, there needs to be something that will lead us back in or keep us locked in. I did like Scrivener, but it's done some things that I'm not a fan of, and it doesn't work as well on a PC, so nope. Not to mention I can work on Google Docs anywhere that I go. So I can just like hop on a plane and have my Google Docs right there and just good to go. Scrivener, not so much. Okay, so I was gonna say, let's do this before we commit to it. I want to make sure that I'm not obscuring the things that I like, right? And then there we go. Got that stuff, and we're gonna move this mountain line down a ways. So it's kind of twinning itself a little bit, or twinning the scarf a little bit. But I want to get we'll put some shapes, a little bit more depth back there, right? So as if it's an actual mountain range and not some ridiculous fantasy mountain range. There's some like foreground, background to it. Why would you send me a neon pink shirt? I don't look good in neon pink. I mean, if we're just being honest. I mean, when have you ever seen me wear colors other than my wait, what's the game called? Martez coming in again with that what is that? Is that 2 months? Is that 2 months? I'm guessing that's 2 months. 3 months. Yes. Oh, did you get the well, it says 2 months. 2 month subscriber. Maybe it only unlocks when you do regular subscriptions. Darn it, I thought you got the new badge. Ugh. Anyway, thank you, sir. Appreciate you forking over your hard-earned cash for little old the arts department. So I'm gonna have to bring this stuff down so that it's not a weird tangent there. Make the sword just a little bit smaller. A little bit. Save now? Mr. Voodoo, I shall save now. Thank you for that redemption. Appreciate that. Save it. It's just the sketch phase. So. Alright, so let's take a look here. I kind of like the one on the left, if I'm being honest, but I'd like to know your guys' opinions because I value them and I value your eyes. So what do you think, chat? Which one is your preference? One or two? Maybe this will help with the vision that I have for number 2 real fast. It would be a darker kind of scarf cutting across all of this, and all of this will be dark too. All right, one it is. That's a lot of ones. Of the people that are speaking, most of them say one, so one it is. So, let's take this. Copy it. Save it, and we're gonna go File New. And this is where it's going to start to get interesting. So we're going to go with a 72 DPI canvas right now. We're going to create that puppy. We're going to paste in what we've done and then transform it down so that it fits that canvas. Boom. So then we're gonna turn down the transparency and we're gonna lock it, and then we're gonna switch to the pencil tool and create a new layer, and we're gonna look at what our pixel sizes are. That is our pixel size. So you can see how that would get a little on the tedious side, and it's going to for the background stuff. because that's the size we're going to start at, right? But another thing that we can do create a 16 by 9. Oh, okay, here we go. Let's look at this real. Oh, where'd it go? So we want to look at this, and we want to kind of name the zones, right? So this background is going to be zone 1. And I think we don't want to get anything smaller than that, because if you look at those lines, that's pixely, right? So that's zone 1. That's going to be the far background. Then zone 2 is going to be this stuff. And zone 3 is going to be this stuff. And zone 4 is going to be this stuff. So that means we're going to have to scale it down 4 times. Which means we want to go percent and go 25%. So this is the problem with doing pixel art. This is like, if you want to do this kind of pixel art, this is the way that I put it all together. So now, when I do a pixel, you can see it's a pixel, right? So, this is the foreground one. The next one we will do a little bit more zoomed in. But just to get us moving along, I want to pop us in and get going on some fun stuff, right? The things that people like to see. Opinion! Welcome, my friend. Welcome. I don't know, you didn't miss the stream. We just got started. I don't know, I kind of feel like maybe we could go a little bit smaller. What's our image size right now? Let's look at the pixels. 400. What if we went 50% smaller on this? Yeah, I think I like that. Like, it's chunky, right? And I really have to think about design when I'm doing it. Like, what's the design? What's the overall feeling of the piece? So again, I'm using the pencil tool over here, and it's set to 1 pixel over here. And it can be, you can use just the hard round brush like that, but when it's 1 pixel, it's just going to be a pixel, right? But then when you switch to the eraser, go to eraser tool, go to the pencil tool up here on the toolbar, and then go to your brush and make it 1 pixel, or however many pixels you want with the eraser. But it's, without pressure sensitivity on, it's going to erase everything back out. Nice, I was on the wrong layer when I did all that. I'm a moron. So excited to do pixel art again that I totally botched it. Let's make a new layer, how about that? I'm gonna have to make a redemption that's make a new layer. Okay, so here we go again, real quick on this new layer. And the good thing about this stuff is I can actually like shape it out, meaning I could make it larger, and you see how it just, like, I can fill in this entire area if I wanted to. But for the sake of knowing where things are, meaning within the actual design, I'm gonna draw it all in first, and then I'll come back in and do some adjustments. And you can see I'm already with the design, I'm like, oh, well, there needs to be something right here. So we're gonna put something right there. It's gonna be a rock or something like that, right? So, again, just smashing some stuff in, putting in the shapes, and I will, so there's things that you want to avoid, right? These are these rules that they talk about, like, to get a nice straight line, you want to avoid twinning your pixels and overlapping like this, unless it's on purpose, right? So, you can, if I want it to be a smooth curve, I can get rid of those pixels and put them in, clean them up like that, right? That being said, when this is the first pass of the line work is essentially like a rough sketch, right? So I can come in and very fluidly put in these lines and come back in later and clean up each one to be a little bit more what I want it to be within the confines of the design for pixel art. Still keeping in mind the ideas of tangents and all of the concepts of art, right? Foundations of design, foundations of shape language, and trying to fit them all in with pixels. Overlapping shapes to kind of show that there's depth within the image. Have another rock in the foreground here overlapping. And this is where you run into problems, is you only have so much fidelity to show that something is in front of another thing, right? And if I get too close, then I interrupt that line flow. So there's a lot of different challenges. Yes, I mean, Scrivener's actually worth the money. It's like a $25 program, and it has things like a cork board and all sorts of really interesting features. And it will sync with your Apple products. I primarily work on a PC, and the PC version of the software is behind a Mac version of the software. So it is developed primarily for Mac. That's not to say that it's not a great program. It's just that I have, for my particular usage, found myself more enamored with just using Google Docs as a tool to produce and have it integrated with everything that I'm doing. This writing stream brought to you by Cami. Too straight, so we're going to bring out this a little bit more and then have it cut in just a little bit, right? So, get some line work in here. just indicating that this is a tree. I may take it all the way out later on and just make it a black shape. I'm not sure yet. The style of the other one was just like a flat shape, right? And I may go back to that, but I have to see first. Oh, you're not derailing at all, Cammy. It's part of the discussion. I'm just saying you're leading the discussion. Do it. I like writing, I like art, I like D&D, I like movies, I like all sorts of fun stuff, so bring it if you're talking about it. So coming in here and just like looking at things that are supposed to be very specific and then trying to make sure that they feel like they are very specific, right? So knowing that it needs to feel like a spiral, I have to actually work that back and forth. And I'm switching between my eraser and my brush when I do it. Could actually just flip over the stylus because I know the first person that Cammy was going to kill on Sunday in Among Us. It's like, come here, you're dead. Speaking of that, is everybody on board for some Among Us on Sunday? Because that would be cool. If not, you know, I may just have to relaunch my what do you call it? Minecraft server. I may or may not have already done that. So I know how much y'all love Minecraft. Let's thicken that up a bit. See, this is where pixel art is actually super easy for design because it's just the fidelity is so small that you can quickly smash in things. That's fair. I need to make sure that one, those are not even, see, even, bad, and two, that they're not interrupting the flow of the movement. But the implied line is keeping you kind of moving this way, which is good. So I'm gonna make another layer. And this one is gonna be our dude. Our druid with a crown on. What's up, Diego? Welcome back, my brother. Good to see you. We were just talking about you, actually. We were saying how Sunday it's on. Like Donkey Kong. Oh, man. This sounds really stupid, but I would really want to play Minecraft with you all. And just leave on PvP. It would just kind of get ridiculous, I think. Oh, throwing shade. There comes the Diego. That's the Diego we know and love. Where you all at? Coming in hard. Who's gonna be the first to die on Sunday, Cammy? Yeah. But you did so well at it, Cammy. We are so proud of you. Good for you. By the way, I don't know what this music is. I'm just throwing it on. So if y'all hate it, let me know, and I will switch it out for our usual rockin' stuff. I have no preference. I just thought it'd be good to switch up. Uh-oh. You know, I can agree with Diego on that one. Going to waste. See, and this is where anybody that does pixel art like professionally is like, dude, you ruined that stuff. I'm like, no, I'm just doing it the way I want to do it. It's stylistic choices, you know? Sometimes you have to take out pixels and put them back in. Oh, Uncanny Pally. Back in the arts department. Nice to see you, buddy. VIP. VIP? Yeah, VIP. MVP, too. Hooking people up. It's a good man right there. He likes the Pally. See, that's where I don't believe you at all, Cammy. I feel like you prefer running around and beating the shit out of me whenever the opportunity affords you to be the imposter. You're like, yes, imposter is mine! And then I have to run for my damn life. So now that I have this foreground stuff in, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create another layer underneath it. This is like the half talking about games and half talking about pixel art stuff. Sorry, you know, we're just scatterbrained in this stream. That's how it works. So I'm just gonna fill in the bottom layer, or a layer underneath it, and then I can adjust that to be darker later on. Oh, what's going on here? Color burn. Why is that set to color burn? That's weird. Just want color. Just give me color. And so I'm going to fill in all the shapes here, and then as we work our way back into the picture plane, then I can take those elements and alter them to be more or less dark or light, depending on the values and such that we get. Man, my brain was just like went into math land when I was talking. I was like, you know the scene in like, what's that movie? Damn it, Beautiful Mind, where there's all the numbers flying around his head. That was me for like a split second, and my mouth went. Man, I got a gigantic target on my back. That's great. Oh, man. So much fun. I'm so looking forward to Sunday at this point now. So, okay, we've got Diego, we've got Cammy. I'm assuming Martest is going to be there so that he can, like, sneakily be the best. I'm still trying to get Lisa to sign up. Sorry, Novwheel. Sorry. Just doxing people left and right here. Yay! Man, glad this song is on so many playlists because I fucking love it. It's fucking brilliant. Nothing like grooving to some tunes on a Friday night, doing some pixel art with people that you love and adore. Hey, fans, friends, and everything in between. Thanks for being here on Friday. Good to see y'all. Dope. Hell yeah, Friday the 13th. And what are we doing? Hanging out, making art, talking about slaughtering one another. It's weird because nobody, like, before March, nobody considered 2020 anything, and now all of a sudden it's a thing. I mean, all of a sudden, right? Hey man, I don't buy into that razzmatazz, all that bad voodoo. Not buying it, man. Life is what you make of it. Pork chop sandwiches. That's what came to mind. Leave me alone. I mean, don't leave me alone because that would be a shitty stream. But you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Take it out on me in Among Us on Sunday. That's fair. That is totally fair, and I will. I get plenty of time with you here and in D&D. So, I am a happy camper. A happy hamper. I don't know. Okay. Let's clean this up a little bit. Okay, so ruh-roh. Stream drawings. Let's do this one and call it pixel art. So this would be foreground, and it's at 13%. What I'm trying to do is figure out the actual math for blowing things up, right? Because that's what we're gonna do now. So now we're gonna go, this is the original sketch. Yeah, I can spell. I'm good like that. My spelling is perfect. There's just too much stuff here. Give me just a second. I'm gonna move some stuff. Talk amongst yourselves. Go outside. Get equipment out tonight. Okay. Oh, that's weird. I don't have any cousins like that. Does that mean that I'm the cousin? Oh, that's what that means, doesn't it? Oh, that sucks. Oh well. So like I was saying, image. This is the important part, people. So don't Quit giving me shit about being a shitty person and pay attention. So now, when you go into the image size, this is in Photoshop, go into, make sure that resample is checked, and go to nearest neighbor, hard edges. That's the important part. And then the other important part is to take what you're doing and make sure that you're increasing it, the amount of size that you want for the amount of pixel fidelity that you want going back, if that makes sense. I think I'm doing this right. God forbid I'm not. So, hold on. I'm gonna save this one more time just to make sure. I'm scared. Image size, nearest neighbor. Haven't done this in so long. Percent. Let's do 125 and see what that gets us. So now, is it the same? Yeah, we're gonna have to go larger than that. So, undo. Let's go image size. Let's do 150% and see if that actually works. Nope, still won't do it. So we gotta go double it at least. So 200%. So that's gonna, I mean, it makes sense because pixels aren't, you're not gonna be able to do 1.5. You have to do at least a full pixel, right? So resize. Now every one of the pixels that we did before is 4 pixels. See? No cape! I know that reference. Okay, so I'm going to take the original sketch and I'm going to copy it into this one again. And I'm going to resize it. Whoa. And have it snap to the edges. You see how it's not snapping right because the pixel dimensions changed ever so slightly. That's okay. We'll fix it in post. We'll do it live. Okay, so I'm gonna group this one. We're gonna call this foreground. And then we're gonna save this and call this midground at 25% because we doubled it and it was 13%. That's where the weirdness comes in. With some of these things, when you're with the pixels, when you're working, you have to start off at an odd number first, and then as you go up, you scale it up a normal percent. A normal percent. What's a normal percent? I don't know. That's what I'm gonna say though. Leave me alone. I mean, yeah. See, I missed the spot. That's okay. So now we got the foreground. We'll lock that up for now so that we don't alter anything on those foreground pixels. And now we're going to start getting into painting all of this stuff. And because these are bigger, it needs to be bigger shapes, I'm going to make my brush 4 pixels just to start off, but we're going to get more fidelity because I'll be erasing into those and coloring into those with the smaller 1 pixel brush. My family, my family down here is Daniel. Daniel's my family. He's what I get. My family is all in Hawaii, so I get none of that. Yeah, I mean, I could, if I left now, we could stream from an Alwheel's place before 10 o'clock. I mean, The setup would be a pain in the ass. Or if she left now, she could be on stream with me before 10 o'clock. That's if she drives like me, which I doubt. I mean, no, I drive like a perfect angel. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay down some tone at like 90%, and then put in some other shapes above it that I can use so I won't mess it up. What was your expectation, Cammy? I mean, I kind of showed you where we were on the other one, right? Like what we had done before, and I think we're in that ballpark, right? I have less middle ground in this one, though. This one goes from like foreground to like pretty far ground. So we're doing some middle ground action right now. Middle ground. Like me some middle ground. Oh yeah, D&D tomorrow. Got the new setup going. Vil Ferrell went absolutely apeshit and like built an all new layout, even though I thought the previous layout that he had was really cool. No, I honestly, like, I haven't been driving so much. The last time I got in the car, I was actually kind of afraid. I was like, oh yeah, driving. I think this is the longest I haven't driven since I got a car. Like, when I lived in Santa Barbara, I owned a bike, and I rode a bike everywhere. And then once I got a car, I always had a car available to me. No, that's Bex. Anavio will be on stream tomorrow. Anavio has not been visually on stream yet. So I'm looking at like these little tiny things here. I don't know what they are, but the silhouette is being broken. So I'm trying to make sure that it's not, as well as thinking about like what are these shapes back here and receding off into the distance. I have to, at a point, decide that that's where the middle ground ends. And I think for the most part, middle ground is going to end right here. And then I'll do another layer that goes back, right? Actually, yeah. So this will be middle ground right here. No, middle ground will be this stuff. Oh yeah. Honestly, when it rains, I slow down. And I don't slow down because I am not confident in my driving skills. I grew up in Hawaii. I drove in rain and wetness for years. I slow down because other people are dumb. And it gets crazy here. It's like the end of the world. They're like, there's water falling from the sky. What do? I don't understand. I'm like, well, don't be dumb. Slow down a little bit. If you're hydroplaning, take your foot off the gas. You know, the normal things. If there's anybody in chat that is new here and has not yet hit the follow button, hit that follow button, right now, I'm giving you a minute to do so that you can participate in the Battle Royale that we forgot to do. If you hit the follow button, you'll get a stream avatar, and they will be included in the Battle Royale happening momentarily as soon as I get my shit together. Got so mixed up in discussions about poor driving that I forgot our Battle Royale. And boom. It's a beautiful day for a Battle Royale, my friends. In drops Cammy, It's Me Jay-Z, Namira, Diego, Anovwheel, Sarah, Rick, Uncanny Pally, Art, Martest, and Eviru. And go! Oh, we broke into 4 groups this time. This may be a longer battle, folks. We'll see. Uncanny Pally not looking good, and he's the first to go. Namira gets a bandage just as Jay-Z was punching her. Oh, Sarah's not looking good. Oh, there goes Sarah. And there goes Eviru. It's Me Jay-Z takes out an off-wheel and then gets taken out from behind. Art and Namira going at it, and Kamabo and Namira. Namira grabs a bandage. She might be the one to beat. Uh-oh, here comes the host with the most grabbing a bandage. This might be rigged, folks. It is ultra rigged. Ultra rigged. I feel bad. I mean, like, I feel bad. But, I mean, I you know, and I don't need the gold. So, yeah, I feel bad. So why don't we do another one? Why don't we do one more? Because that's just, like, that's, nobody likes that. Let's do this one more time. My apologies. What kind of jerk invites you to the party and then drinks all the beer? In drops fucking everybody. Go. All right. Now we've got 3 groups, and Diego's taking a beating early on. Not the good kind. And I'm looking. Martest goes down. He's the first one. Followed by Eviru. Followed by somebody. Followed by Kamabo. Oh man, it's just the humanity. It's just everybody's going down. Again, not in the good way. And it's Me Jay-Z. Oh, Rick picks up a bandage just as he's fighting Jay-Z. Jay-Z getting beat by Sarah. Oh, it's close. It's close, folks. Get him, Sarah. Get him. Oh, it's Me Jay-Z for the win. Take your dance, take your bow. Congratulations, John. Good to see you here, buddy. You're probably lurking. You don't even know what's going on. Thank you for participating in the double Battle Royale this evening. I'm not going to answer that, Cammy. Yeah. Heezy, I might actually, you know, once everything is done, I might put this to the front of the queue on the YouTube videos list, which means, let's see, I've got one lesson, no? Yeah, one lesson to go. And then after the lesson is speed paint, and then after that is another gesture thing. Because I just did a gesture thing. So it would be like 2 weeks from now, on a Friday, I'll put it up. If you don't want to wait for that, hang out tonight, and hopefully I can give you some more information on how to do it. It's not ultra complex, but there are some steps that will help it make it easier for you. step number 1 is have a really small canvas. So if I go File, New, and let's say I put this to 50, I put this to 50, that's your width and your height. This is pixels. Set the resolution to 72 and say create. That's your canvas size. So then zoom in. I don't know if you're doing Photoshop, but this is only really going to work for you in Photoshop. And this is your brush size. Right? And I will do stuff pretty much this fast sometimes when doing pixel art, and then come back in and clean it up, because this is like, it's such a fast way to think. Oh, that's great. Man. But the good thing is you can select it and paste it, so now it's on a different layer. And then the second part of the equation is using the pixel, or sorry, the you saw I just turned off anti-aliasing on the drop bucket, and that's so that it doesn't try and smooth the edges around what you're doing. Everything is hard edged. Cammy, I don't know what you're talking about. So, there you go. Pixel art. Real fast. And that's still at 200%. Here, that's at 100%. So, I mean, it's pretty much Twitch emote size, right? So essentially, I'm just doing that, but on a much larger canvas. So it's, you go to your pencil tool, you set it to 1 pixel, and you start drawing, right? So it's very much the same as most other processes, but if you want to fill more, you make your brush larger, just like other processes, right? And if you want to use the eraser, set your eraser up here to pencil, not brush. Make sure to set it back, otherwise later on, when you're done, you're going to drive yourself crazy, because you won't know why it's not working. And all your eraser marks on your other paintings will look really bad, because they'll be all hard-edged. I love you guys. It's so good. Why am I surprised that I lost a bunch of viewers for doing a battle royale? Whatever. It's not about the viewers, it's the quality of the people here. As Cammy says, it's not about the length of it, it's the quality of it. Pretty sure that's what she said. Right? Your canvas is wet. I'll go get you a towel. Okay, Cammy, you win. Canvas is a somewhat dirty word, but I mean, ultimately, can't you just, you could substitute that for anything, really. So a lot of this stuff that you see me doing is kind of indicated, meaning the idea like of the sketch, I'm just taking it a step further. So because of the fact, and this is the way that I work, because you can sit there and be like, okay, I need to make sure that every single pixel is in place and it's precisely showing what I want it to, so that I can get the exact shape that I want out of this, right? And you can be super, super precise about it because every pixel has to do a lot of work. Or you can design in a way that doesn't require that. And part of my design aesthetic when I do pixel art is to paint with pixels. So my choice is to actually like paint and draw with pixel in a way that is more organic and flowing. I mean, gouache can be erotic. It's, you know, it's water-based media, so you do what you want with it. Non-toxic, as the case may be. So I'm gonna put in these lines, right? And then on these lines, later on, I will turn some of it into shape and some of it into thicker lines. But as I'm moving across it all right now, it's just about design. It's just about looking at how the shape is interacting with other shapes. So there's a building down here, right in front of his mouth. And that building there's a bar there, and it's called the Front Tooth. Angry Dog Mommy, welcome back. Haven't seen you in so long. Hello, hello, hello. It's lovely when people return to the arts department after a long hiatus. Long hiatus. It's been like a week, 2 weeks, maybe 3. I don't math, like I said. Oh, I'm so glad that you're awake. We are doing well. We are making the pixel art. Making the pixel art. Looking forward to some D&D tomorrow. Oh, sheesh, I forgot, guys. For those that don't know, wait, where'd it go? A couple of different small announcements. First and foremost, I guess since you're all here now that I've got everybody's attention, I set up a Printful shop and put some things up on it. So these are Giclée prints, so they're higher quality prints. And I put a couple up there that I thought were kind of neat, that I like. And they claim to be Giclée art print on 100% rag archival paper, printed with archival inks. And there's a lot of really good artists in the Printful library. So that is now included on the Linktree. And then, secondarily, this stuff is live now. I'm unsure about how this is going to print out, to be honest. So I ordered it immediately. It's, in fact, I took my first payout from Twitch and got all of the test products sent out to me. So we'll see what happens. I got like one of each of the I got the stickers, I got the hoodie, I got one of each of the colors of the t-shirts, because there's the on black one, right? where it's just that one. And then there's the grayscale version on black, where it's this one. Actually, this one's the white, the grayscale on grays, right? So, yeah, put some stuff up there. I am excited for them to arrive. I'm like, I needed a new hoodie anyway, so why not? There isn't. Was there a pullover? Yes, there was a pullover. There is a pullover. Don't forget, Rick, that you have a discount in the discount section, I believe, of the Discord, right? So on the tier 1 subs, yeah, there's the, make sure that you pull your discounts if you're purchasing anything. Because y'all been here, y'all support each month. Amazing. Much appreciated. But yeah, I was super excited to put it up there. I almost said to get it up there. And I know that if I said that, an Alvio would be like, I wore my Hyperlight Drifter shirt. That Hyperlight Drifter shirt has colors in it. Yeah, Rick, that's the one. It's in the subs only section. So make sure that you jump on in there and grab that. If you need any information on it, just let me know, and I can. Oh wait, no, Rick. I'll tell you what, buddy. You get a special discount code, so don't purchase anything without talking to me. I'm gonna set it up for you after the stream because you were the one that prompted that actual illustration, and I think it came out great, and that's thanks to you very much for kicking it off in my brain. So I'm going to make you a one-time use code.
Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright.
What is this song? Shut up.
Giving me a lie again.
No. No lyrics. Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. Like pushing me to make art, pushing me to do things every week. It's brilliant. It's wonderful, and I'm so excited that we can do this together on an ongoing basis, like for real. So I'm looking at this, and it looks like this has to come further up here, but it's going to intersect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase out behind it so that I can see how tall it is. And then when I put colors in later on, I will adjust those back into place. I own one shirt that's color, and it's a navy blue. Just being honest. Actually, no, you've seen me wear color. You've seen me wear an olive green shirt. It just looks dark on stream. I have an olive green shirt that I got that was, a special purchase from, God, what artist was that? I can't remember her name. She's amazing though. Love her work. Super great, iconic stuff. But she did it as a benefit for funding national parks when Trump was being a dictard. And I picked it up then. And it's olive green, and I didn't like olive green, and I wasn't gonna wear olive green, so I dyed it black because that's the kind of person I am. And the black faded, so now it's just a dark olive green. So it's like it's a Winsor & Newton olive green, not a other oil paint company's olive green, because Winsor & Newton makes the darkest olive green. Hell yes, I figure most people like black t-shirts, right? So that's why a majority almost everything that I offer out there is gonna have a black option, unless it's specifically tailored for a light image, like the one that I showed you where it's supposed to be on white. I don't know who wears white t-shirts. I don't wear white t-shirts. You will never catch me in a white t-shirt. It's because I am just too pale for it. Like it like blends in. It looks like I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt. So I'm gonna come back in here and bring out a couple of things, and to fill in this middle ground, we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna go in here, and I'm going to put a value behind all of this. Right? I should probably make it a little lighter than this one here. And we're just gonna fill that as middle ground. Oh, I forgot the sword. I'm smart. I'm smart. It's the whole design aesthetic of it. I'm gonna fix that. Yeah, absolutely. Especially with, you know, being an artist and everything. I think that's the whole thing with artists. They're like, well, you know, I have black shirts because if I spill my paint or whatever, then I don't gotta worry about it. I can still, you know, I can still wear the shirt. All right, let's go back up to this layer real quick and fill this in. So for this, since it needs to be straight, I'm just gonna click it again, click it, hold shift, click it again. Same thing here. I'm gonna click it, hold shift, and click it again. Right? So that's just creating a single pixel line. And it's not super controlled, but I'm okay with that. Till I get to the ends where I want it to be somewhat designed. So I'd be really precise about it, right? Same thing here. Just gonna, well, no. So here, you need to go there and click it, and then go there and click it. Yeah, that works. Yeah, Cammy, I actually considered putting or picking up the pink version of the Cthulhu skull with all the colors, just to really go over the top and see if I can pull it off. Cammy, I actually had a pair of painting pants that I would wear that were like old and they were totally messed up, like, so I just started wearing them every time I painted, you know, 5 hours at a time, and didn't worry about them or anything, and man, those things got whacked. I don't know where they are now. I probably threw them away. Because Daniel got me this bougie painter's schmuck. It's really nice. Yeah, that works. Whoop. Color. Make sure it's the same color. Take that out real quick so that we can see the edges. So this is actually, you know, it's a pretty fast process. So, you know, I could probably get a few like emotes and stuff done in this style if I wanted to sit down and do it in an afternoon. But I do like the kind of playful, cartoony style that I have, not a pixel art style. I feel like the pixel art is fun, but it doesn't represent what this stream and community are all about, which is a variety of craziness. A variety of crazy activities. Okay, so we're gonna call this one, we're gonna group it up, call it middle ground. Middle ground. Middle ground. And then we're going to save this. And we're going to go image size. Make sure that nearest neighbor is selected with hard edges. And we're going to take this and we're going to double it. So we're going to take the percent and go 200%. And we're going to say OK. So now, every one of the pixels that we had before is 8 pixels across. Or 4 pixels across. I can math. Right? And the foreground stuff is all going to continue to get bigger. That's why you got to kind of lock in those shapes early on. You can see here, I'm going to have to fill that in, but I can get to that later. So, I'm going to now save this one as far middle ground, 50%, save, okay. Now, we're getting tiny with our stuffs. Right? So every one of the pixels we just made is 4 pixels. Let's get in here. And let's see, this is the middle ground color. We'll probably make that a little darker actually. Here, let's do this with a foreground color too. So we'll unlock that layer and go image, adjust, levels, and make it a little bit darker. In fact, we'll make it a lot darker so that it stands out against that middle ground stuff. And now we're starting to get some value grouping going, right? And we'll make this a little bit lighter. It's the broken autumn later. And then the other layer a little bit darker. So just bring all this stuff kind of together so that they group based on where they are on the canvas. So if you're wondering why it is that I am making multiple versions of it and naming them certain things, it's so that if I mess up anywhere along the way, I can go, okay, now I need to go back to this foreground thing and redesign it a little bit. And I can do that at the native pixel resolution, right? So I can come back in with a single pixel and make big, broad design choice movements on it and be like, I don't quite like that there. I want to take out that whole pixel. I mean, that whole pixel, rather than having to come in here at this at 50% and go, wait, okay, so what's 1 pixel? So that it all maintains the right relationships. Was it, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see that it like as soon as you start blowing it up, you run into these difficulties, and it's only if you're working in this fashion, right? But that's why I keep the smaller versions around, named what they represent. So this is the far middle ground, and now that we have all of our values locked in together in the foreground and the middle ground, we're going to go into this far middle ground, which is the mountain range for the most part. And we're just gonna, this one, this stuff we can use a bigger brush to get the overall shapes. Yeah, all right. And then we can refine the edges as we go. Did anybody... Okay, so... Did anybody here play Hyper Light Drifter at all? This directly relates to your comment, Cammy. Hyper Light Drifter it's a action platformer reminiscent of Zelda, sort of Metroidvania, where you can multiplay 4 different characters. But the single player option, for lack of a better term, it's got this kind of nostalgic vibe to it that that also is very forward thinking in its design and everything. Really a really good fun game where there's no English spoken in it. It's just like there's just like little kind of dialogues, and you have to work out what everything means. Meaning, like, there's little signs will come up and stuff, but you have to, like, contextualize the clues within the game. It is a hard game. There is no doubt about it. But then there's also, like, you'll be going through an area, and there is a single pixel on the ground near a wall, and you walk up to that wall and you can walk through it. So there's all these little like hidden areas that you can get to as you unlock bigger and better things for your character. It's really actually a fun game, and that's why I have a t-shirt of it. But that being said, that's one of the reasons that I kind of delved into pixel art in the first place, was that game like made me realize that there's a way to kind of bring forward that nostalgia, but bring a little bit something more to pixel art, right? Oh, really, Easy? That sounds kind of cool. Have I seen that before? No, I said open my Steam. Look at the store real quick. What's it called again? Hero Siege. Maybe learn how to spell. Hero Siege. Nope, mute that. Thank you very much. Oh, damn. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Very Diablo-y. Okay. It's kind of a Link kind of vibe in the pixel art. Am I reading that wrong? I might have to get a better look at an actual screen of it, but it's kind of that like softer, well kind of rendered like pixel art, right? Yeah. Right on. I dig it. I was definitely a fan of Zelda in my day. Still am for the most part. That's why I like Genshin Impact. Cammy. Say anything about me and my affinity for Genshin Impact. Oh, that was it, Diego? Will we see you on Sunday? Wait. Yeah, okay. Bye, Diego. Thanks for being here, buddy. Okay, I'll put information into the Discord. If we get enough people, we'll play it, and if not, we won't play that other game. We'll figure out something else. Nice. Sunday it is. Sunday for the Arts Department shenanigans on the Discord. If you are a subscriber, you can join us Sunday for some shenanigans, some Among Us. And just for the record, our Among Us group is hilarious and fun and not at all mean and evil. So, if you're thinking, I don't want to play that game because that ruins relationships, you haven't played with us. Okay, so I'm putting some leading lines in here to kind of get you to move through a little bit. And indicating where there's going to be waterfalls. Kind of like leading you to those leading lines. Well, I mean, if the cami fits. Wait, what? Put a waterfall back behind here, just a little one. Okay, so this line is going to cut across there. It can like indicate that there's going to be like some buildings and stuff going off into the distance, and we're going to do that same thing where we put tone down so that it leads your is just enough to be kind of a background for everything, right? A tone kind of building there. So, again, this is still the initial drawing phase. And then you can come back in and do all of the color and everything after this. That was poorly done. That's just supporting a tangent. You don't want to do that. I'm glad that I put that the emote rain in there. I feel like it brings a lot to the whole equation. So we had a waterfall there. Maybe that one will be coming out of like a gigantic cave or something in the back over here. Putting just like every fantasy trope that I can think of into these, because it's like just kind of a snapshot of this world. And I'm thinking of it like a like if this was a kind of a teaser for a game, right? So, underneath this, do another layer. I'm going to take it and just barely move it. Yeah, I think that works. Now, we're just filling in all of that shape. And then when we come back in, we'll just start painting within that whatever color we decide that that's going to be. And since this is pixels, it's super easy to do right now, right? In fact, I can make my brush really big and just, hey, we're painting. Painting. And the skull is going to kind of disappear, but that's something that I'll be able to pop back out and make into a focal point as we're moving through the coloring process of it. The coloring stage, like all of this will kind of highlight with like an overlay layer or something like that. When Cammy says BRB, I feel like I need to look behind myself just in case. Secondary waterfall, and this is just kind of stuff that, you know, as you go, you look at like how much space, visual space, is being taken up by one element or another, right? And then you use pixels just like you would use paint to break up that shape. So that being said, do you, my wonderful community chat, do you want to see more along the lines of standard pixel art? Like how I would go about doing like animations and that sort of thing, or you know, kind of putting together standard things that you would do for like icons and emotes and stuff, because that's a pretty easy process to go through. Look, that was a waterfall right there. This one I feel we might have to make it a little lighter, actually. Just a touch, so that we can actually see those bounding boxes or bounding lines. That's just to get it started. We'll get rid of those as we move forward, after everything is filled in, right? But this gives me the tools that I need to move forward with the rest of it. Now, I'm just kind of thinking about moving again towards the focal point of this piece, right? So everything comes from here to moving towards this guy who is the focal point. So I'm using waterfalls and rivers and all that stuff. Cool. Thanks, Avery Dog Lammy. So, looking at stuff like that to clean up. Maybe. So, overall, I think I've got some pretty good things going here. like it reads. One thing that I think I need to do is I think the river layer is going to have to be independent of everything, and then I need to take out all of this. Like that, and then group this, call this far middle ground. Then below that, we're gonna grab a color that's lighter than everything else because it's gonna be reflecting the sky. So it's gonna go right back there and all the way up to this foreground here. Might have to put in password. Should probably do that now. Probably should have done this on the other layer, but we'll do it here. Some boats. You guys can't see this, but there is right here, there's a piece of dust inside of my Cintiq, like inside of the glass. And every time that I work right here, my brain can't rectify it, and it hurts to look there. It's trying to focus on that, and then the pixels are on top of that, and then the glass is on top of that, so it's these like 3 layers of thing that's just like breaking my head. It's actually really funny. So that's the thing too, is like as you can keep the fidelity, or you can add to it in little tiny pieces so that it like has a push pull, if that makes sense. This is coming down some more so that it breaks that silhouette of the foreground guy. Name this one River. And now we're going to get into the far background. So let's save this one. Once again, image size this up by 200%. So now save this as background, and this would be at 100%. So if we look at our pixels, 1600 by 9 with a couple of extras in there from sizing it up, but we can crop those off at the very end. So that's what we started at, 1600 by 900 pixels, so that we have a 16 by 9 canvas, which means it'll fit perfectly. Oh, Martez, hey, thanks for coming in, thanks for staying, thanks for being part of the arts department as always, my friend. Happy to have you here. Sleep well. We'll see you Sunday for some shenanigans. So now that I'm back up to what I started at, I can do this background, and then I can finish it out at this resolution, and then we'll take it right before the finish, and we'll size it way up by whatever, like 600% or something like that, so that it becomes print quality size, and then we'll do some effects over it. but when we size it up, we'll use that nearest neighbor trick, so everything will stay super crisp. So now we're getting way into the background. We're going to select this color, which is our middle ground, and then we're going to go over here and we're going to knock it back even further. Well, we need to way down so that we can actually see what's going on. Alright, where was that? Is that on the river layer? I'm smart. Let's erase that. Erase it. Erase it. Do it again. So now I can make some like real painterly marks because a lot of this is just going to be flat in the background. So hard to fade away. So hard to fade away. Hey mommy, how's Corpse doing? You talked to her recently? What is this music? We're done. We're done. You're done. Bye-bye. Yes. Glad to hear that. We like happier now. So now you can see I'm not working at 1 pixel, but that's just because of the size of these things that I'm working on, right? So then behind those, we are going to, flat still, flat. We're going to go to about yay, paint that in. Just so that I can see the shape of the clouds, we're going to leave that in. I didn't see anybody respond when I mentioned Minecraft. Was that because nobody plays Minecraft or has played Minecraft? I get like deep into that game. It's ridiculous. Like give myself projects and battle royale, battle royale, battle royale. Let's do this. And we're back with a battle royale yet again. Namera, Evaru, Uncanny Pally, Angry Dog Mommy, Symbiote THC, Heezy, Martes, and Offwheel, Art, and Rick all drop in. Go! Nemeria makes a break for the corner while everybody else just starts beating on each other. And Angry... Oh, Mommy missed the bandage. It was so close, but Namera grabs it. Somebody went down, didn't see who it was. Angry Dog Mommy went down. Uncanny Pally went down. Namera's just taking people out left and right, picking up them bandages. Down goes Rick. And Ivaru's going after Namera, and Symbiote's in the corner, making a run for it. Ivaru grabs a bandage just so that she can go beat up Symbiote. And Namera comes back from behind with all the health. Congratulations, Namera. You took this one. Do your dance. Do your jump. Do your bow. You are the wiener. Cammy, I think you were dead first. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it was Cammy. You may have been AFK, so it'll mark you as AFK, and if you're not hanging out. I mean, you're there now, because you're chatting. You gotta be active, you know? I mean, you are one of the most active. So, you know. Don't worry. There's always next time. I believe in you. But you didn't say anything. Okay, back to more little fluffy clouds. Shall we? Shall we, friends? With the little fluffy clouds? Fluffy clouds. You don't see that. Well, you might still see it in the desert. Anybody know what that's from? Anybody? JC! Bro. Well, you know, you haven't been here, so I had to order a smaller turkey. It's gonna be me and a quail. Just a quail. I worked it out. Quail for Turkey Day. No, I think that breaks up his shape too much, so I might actually not put that there. Might just have a smaller cloud in the back here. Oh, thanks, bud. There you go. That's what we're at so far. Yeah, I think it's a, you know, it's kind of a, it's a thing. I feel like with art, like you have themes and you will return to themes. With you, it's thick girls, right? With me, apparently it's pixel art with skulls in it. Everybody likes skulls, right? Keep trying to move the canvas and I can't. Something stupid. Not to, I want to make this big and tall, but like marshmallowy, right? So that it's not even with this and it's not even with this, but also still watching the tangent of the top of the page. Thanks, man. Glad you think it's cool. I like this stuff. It's a nice change of pace. To just kind of like think in squares. As the case may be. It's the same reason that I do the Vox Alert stuff that's on the ArtStation page, which I was thinking about doing at some point again soon. Just doing some updated tutorials and stuff for the voxel stuff, because that was one of my more popular videos, was the Vox Alert stuff that I had put up prior to the relaunch of my YouTube. Or I should say rebranding. It never went down, it just only had like 1,000 views or something. Wah, wah, wah. And so now we can turn that off. And I think that is a pretty good indication of what we're looking at for our final. So like most other things, I start, with the grayscale first, and then I work my way to color. And this is actually the opposite of how I would normally paint, because with painting, you're going to be working from the back to the front usually. But with this, because of the way that things scale as you go back, right? Yeah, you have to start with the foreground and work your way back. So it's a little disconcerting for my brain, but we got it, right? So let me hit save. So now that we have that, I can start looking at things like we'll start in the back. Now we have the like drawing done. We can go, okay, what do I need? Well, we need a colored sky of some sort. So let's just start with a blue. Good Lord, that's bright. Let's do this. Image adjust. QSAT. Brighten it up. So we're gonna work pretty flat to begin with, and then after I've blown it up, then we'll start to add in things like gradients and that sort of stuff, and it'll really then it will pull it away from just flat graphic stuff. So I'm gonna save this as fuck. It says. So this is the full illustration. We're going to start coloring it up. Let's go image, adjust, QSAT. So I'm pretty sure that this is not white, which means if I add some color to it, we'll get some color there. Let's take this into kind of yellow oranges and pump it up. Easy. Thanks for hanging out so late on a Friday. And yeah, if you're around, you should join us Sunday for some Among Us shenanigans. And if not, then we'll see you next time, my friend. Thanks for being here. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that the entire game is going to be based around that, to be honest. Like this is like just after he went through the tutorial and he looked down and there's this big place that he came into, and is like the whole world there for him to investigate. And he's going to get all those quests that lead him off up into this castle here, and way off to this mountain peak here, and this castle over here, and into this cave at the top of the waterfall. Let's just write the game right now, you know?
Now give me the beat.
So this back here, we're gonna just very quickly adjust, QSAT this, and colorize it. Let's go with that blue-green. So now you can see what I was talking about, like it just becomes this like painterly kind of stuff, right? So now with this middle ground stuff, okay, I think that's where we need to stop with this file. And now we need to pop open that middle ground stuff. Far middle ground, that's the one. So now, you can look at, that's the river, and this is the far middle ground. Go in here, and we want to colorize this. And this one we'll add a solid color, and we'll link it. That is absolutely the wrong color, but this is where we can start to kind of drag some things around a little bit. And this is adjusting the hue, saturation, and value all at once. I mean, yeah, but those are in the background to begin with. If I'm going purple this close to the character, it's definitely going to be like a desat. Something along those lines, probably. And then I can take that, duplicate it, and drop it onto the overlay layer, and then adjust. Alright. Now that I've got those colors, I can merge them down, like so. And working on this layer, just above it, I'm going to link in other stuff. And we're essentially just going to paint with this now. So that's too dark, so I'm going to select that color again, but just a smidge darker, not too much, because something that far away, the values are going to be closer together, and that's what it makes it read as far away. Camubo, thanks for being here. We will see you on the Sunday, hopefully, for some fun. Have a wonderful evening. So now I'm starting to establish a light source already. Let's see. So I'm assuming that we're going to have a sun behind him over here, I think. And it's going to be casting shadows off of all these mountains. Which means we'll get some nice kind of mountain styrations in here. And that also means that things like castles are going to cast shadows. And these guys are going to have shadow shapes on one side. So with this stuff, there's a lot of painterly design aspects that go into it, right? And because of it, it feels like it should go faster than, because it's pixel art, it feels like it should go faster than your normal like painting. But once you get into like designing all these little elements and everything, it slows it down a bit. Not gonna lie. So it's just little scrubby scribbly stuff, right? Scrubby scribbly stuff everywhere that represents depth of field. And at this point, shadows on castles and whatnot. And I can get into all of these on an individual basis and really start kind of mapping out where side planes are and all of that. But a lot of this, it just kind of like you just want to kind of move through it, right? Because again, focal point, just like any other piece of art. So you can have little tiny things, but they should just be indications of something that's there to kind of move you through the drawing and to the focal points. Well, Jay-Z. Turkey with gravy that isn't made with butter. We'll do that. Bread without butter. Salads. Cranberry sauce. Green beans. Like, all the foods, just no butter, milk, or dairy of any sort. No avocado. Avocado's not really a Thanksgiving thing, but you know, people throw that in a salad. And no peanuts, which people will put sometimes on top of green beans or in like an Asian salad or something. Oh, sweet potato. Loves me some sweet potatoes. Yeah, baby. Making my mouth water, buddy. Yeah, living out here so long, I haven't really been very big on holidays, because I just don't have like the group, right? So for me, it always feels like it's just going to be another year. Like every once in a while, I'll do a Friendsgiving or something like that, or you know, go hang out with Daniel's family. But more often than not, I'm just chilling. I go over to Whole Foods and pick up some like stuff out of the like pre-made food. Just have myself a Whole Foods Thanksgiving. Very thankful for Whole Foods. My brother, I feel you. So therefore, you are not alone. Absolutely. Call it arts giving. Not like, not like, yeah, that sounded very ostentatious, didn't it? You know what I'm saying. Creates giving. I don't know. Arts giving sounds good to me. And not because my initials spell art. Yeah. Not butters giving. No, thank you. I'll just have to pass on that, thanks. Yeah, I think that, you know, that is ultimately, that is the positive that has come from all of this, is everybody appreciates, I think, so much more the fact that we all should be thankful for the times when we can get together and spend quality time with one another. In person and with hugs, you know? I am all for that stuff. That's why when I meet people that don't hug, I'm like, okay. Okay, so now that I've got that, what I'm going to do is very quickly, I'm going to knock in some additional shapes that are going to represent just some differences in the larger shapes, right? The kind of textural qualities of this mountain in the back. So I use a variety of techniques on these things to quickly move through the work to get to something that feels right, so to speak. So you can see once I kind of clean up some of these edges, which is weird because I'm not actually cleaning them up. I'm just like dirtying them up with 100% pixels, because the selection, when I do the selection, it automatically anti-aliased. I'd have to go back and redo the selection. It's easier just to repaint all this stuff real fast. So that the anti-aliasing will soften edges, and with this you don't want to soften edges, because when you blow it up, it needs to be crisp so that it translates 100% to a crisp nearest neighbor. Otherwise you get pixels that don't look like they should for the rest of the image. Professionalism, you're soaking in it. Hey Battle Goose, are you still here? Ah, okay. I wanted to show him something. I don't know if I had shown there was I had done this thing randomly for somebody else's stream, and I thought it was kind of funny. Like one of the people in his stream was commissioning him to do a drawing of a I don't know, it was a goose, but it was like yeah, but it was the goose that it was doing was like a bard or something, and had a cutlass in its hand, but the person's name was such that the implication was emo goose. It was like sad something goose or something, and I was like, dude, why aren't they doing it as an emo thing? So I like drew it up really quick and popped it into the guy's stream. This one, because I thought it was funny as shit. So emo goose. So I thought you'd get a kick out of that. That was literally like a 10-minute drawing. It was like in the middle of the workday and everything, just smashed it out. Like, take a 15-minute break and draw an emo goose. So why not? Yeah, I'm weird sometimes. But hey, you know, why be normal? So now that I have the background colors and everything in place, I can just start to kind of put in some lines that give it more depth and dimension, right? And like leaving gaps on purpose so that it implies a lot more detail as this mountain is coming forward. A lot more like little indentations mouth no worky. After I get all of this stuff in place, what I might actually do is flatten it out so that it actually becomes more painterly on this front edge. But I'm gonna have to wait, I think, until I get everything in place, and then I'll just basically go to the line layer and use the local color to overwrite what's there, essentially. So tomorrow, I think we are going to be starting up our D&D stream at, I believe it's I want to say 10:30 or 11 a.m. I'm guessing we probably won't get it rolling until around 11. Just because technical difficulties being what they are, always there's something. Hopefully we have streamlined the back end to make it easier to get everything out. So I'm looking at these big shapes and realizing that I can break those up without losing the fact that they're assisting in giving the eye somewhere to rest, right? Like the values are such that it still reads as a larger shape. Just have implications of like trees and stuff and things that I can come back later and accent through value shifts. And generally, trees are going to be along ridge faces, right? Or where ridges meet. You get more trees there. So use that logic. Use that logic in your creations, my friend. That understanding. Has anybody watched His Dark Materials at all? And if so, did you read the books? Did it feel like the books, or was it a drastic departure? Oh, very true to the book. Okay. Like, does that include dialogue and kind of feeling, I guess? What I'm probing for is to find out how much of what I like and dislike about the show itself is actually related to the books being what they are. Okay. So I feel like there's some really good stuff in there, but some of it feels like kind of Mary Sue as far as like capabilities and stuff like that. So I'm not sure how that like, and maybe it'll get explained further as the seasons go on, or maybe I should just read the damn books. But it you know, that like, it's just too convenient. Well, it's just too convenient that the young girl goes from like being afraid of everything to like immediately being able to like parlay with all these adults in like a very adult way. Like, so is there something about her as a character where she has a bigger, broader understanding? Like, is she a reborn something or other? You know what I mean? Like, how it feels now is that there's little to no explanation of how she can go from being this child running around in the first scene with her friend to doing all the things that she's doing in like the 6th or 7th episode. It just feels a little, and maybe it's because of the format, but it feels a little kind of too convenient. Is that a valid explanation? Yeah, my brain tonight. Excavation. Okay, so save this, and then if I'm not mistaken, I need to size this again, and then take this and drag it into my final. Oh. And then undo the sizing and save it. So now I have that as a backup. This is where things get really complex, and if I fuck up, I'm gonna fuck the whole thing up. Okay. That's fair. I'll bring those down in color now. So now I'm looking at like balancing these things out, right? And also, now that I know that the light is coming from over here, you can't even see my pixel brush. Anyway, the color's coming from, or the light's coming from over here, so all this stuff is going to be shadowed down a little bit, right? So I'm gonna grab that, drag it into the reds a little bit. So, worry about giving it some style later, because this is something that we can do after the fact, which is, if you look at the other one that I did, that's not it. That's not it. Images. You look back here, I've got all these little kind of things going on in the clouds where there are these swirls, right? So I would probably add those into what I'm working on now. I mean, this is an investigation into the style of this world. So I don't necessarily have to do those swirls, but I do want to do something that kind of indicates that magical kind of vibe, right? So these are going to be bottom lit, these clouds. And they'll be getting a little bit of top light, right? Because the sun's going to be far away. but mainly it's going to be coming from that side. And I'll come in later and add in some like skylight, some bounce light. Focus around her, trying to find her friend, understand what's going on. It's easy. This thing, she struggles, is afraid, she's trying to her friend. Okay. It definitely feels like she was afraid, but then all of a sudden she just wasn't. It seemed like she went from being afraid to like, nope. Okay. So this is the illustration, 100%. Okay, cool. So we can save the 50% and close it, and then open up the 25%. This bad boy. And I can focus the design aspects on this stuff. So we will Lorik. Which one's Lorik? I did like me some True Blood. It was a fun show. Yes, I want to say. Oh yeah, it was supremely awful. It was a guilty pleasure though. It was so bad. But it was definitely one of those things where you're like, wow, this is horrible. I'm still gonna watch because it's so bad. So, you know, begrudge me my guilty pleasures. There's the blues. Purples. Yeah. Can work. this middle ground area, we're starting to get into a lot of detail, and I'm gonna have to like figure out what color is gonna look best there. So I think what I might do is go back to this and find a color that works in the middle ground that coheses with everything else. I'm gonna set this to normal, and then inside there I'm gonna put a real quick gradient map. Since it's only 2 colors, all I need is to set this to a couple of colors that I think it might work with. Hue and value in saturation. So we're going to end up doing the same thing that we do with other things, where we're going to lay some colors over everything. So this first pass on the colors, like most times that I do colors, is pretty rough. And it's going to feel pretty rough until it starts to really come together near the end. When we do like an overall gradient map set to a certain like thing to like pull it all together, right? So this first step is like investigations into what the possibilities are. I do kind of like that, like violets. It gives it an otherworldly feel. Could also be some blues, but I don't think I feel like the oranges and reds are too poppy on it. But all of this is going to be broken up again with other colors. So again, looking at the targets there, I think we're going to get to somewhere pretty neat. So yeah, I think we're going to keep it in the cool kind of world. So what I can do is I can take these and drag it into the 25% one and drop it in there. Set this to normal. Get rid of this layer. So then for each of these, I'm going to duplicate it, drag it onto that lower layer, and merge it. What happened? No? Yes? Damn it. Okay, that's the underlying layer. Yes. Oh, that's why. Merge or link them, then that will work. Man, it's getting late. Getting late and my brain is cooking. So, now, we're gonna save this one. We're gonna save the 25% one. And within this 25% one now, I can come in and start putting in the small details. And since I know where the light source is in our main file, back here, I can do it according to that before I up-res it another time to drop in there, right? And this is the stuff where all the little details of like grass and trees and stuff hit the top of the trees and catch the light, and very painterly, and I'm okay if there's like gaps in it like that. And now we can start to bring in some darker elements so that you can tell that there's trees down here, right? Trees lining this big road across the way. Get some shadow shapes up closer. Some shadow shapes on the bridge that will be cast away from the light source. Give us some depth to that bridge. And this is where we get to start knocking in little people too. Right? And that's the good thing about pixel art is they're just pixels. So give that river a little bit of depth there on the sides. This is where it really starts to feel like a lot of painting, and you get to let some fun things happen with your brush. It really is just drawing with a single pixel. There is a lot more to go on this. So, I think, my friends, we are going to call it here for the Friday evening. It is 10 o'clock. Let me see something. Maybe there's somebody that we can raid. Pretty tired. I imagine a lot of you are pretty tired also. So why don't we just call it an evening? If you're around tomorrow at 10:30 or 11 Pacific time, we'll be playing some D&D on the channel, and I will post some information on the Discord server about Sunday night, and hopefully anybody that's interested can respond and come play some Among Us Sunday at 6 p.m. Otherwise, if I don't see you, we'll see you next time you're in. We're here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Them's the links if you haven't already been there. And I love you all. Thank you for being here. Love one another. Be kind to each other. Have a wonderful evening. That's all from the Arts Department. Keep drawing. We'll see you next time.